come visit right across from the
Oh,
Disco
yeah.
Kroger.
Yeah.
We still call it the Disco Kroger.
I know, right? And we'll give you a tour of our creative space over there.
Yes.
And it's no charge, right? Yeah.
The tour is.
The tour is, yeah.
We cover your parking.
And we got events there, all that good stuff. Yeah. So come by, grab some coffee with Craig or Rich, and we'll have a great day at WeWork. So let's now introduce our guest, Ash.
That is correct.
All right, from Ash Said It LLC. So you're going to be doing a lot of conversation with us today, right?
I'm ready.
So talk to us before we get into business. What's your backstory? How did you, from Atlanta, family, other ventures?
I'm a transplant from New York.
Okay.
So I've been here since I was about 6 years old.
All right.
So I'm an honorary ATA lady.
Georgia
official.
Peach.
I'm
Georgia Peach.
an official
By
Georgia
way
Peach.
of the apple.
By way of
So we're keeping it fruity here.
Keeping it nice and sweet.
Yeah.
Nice and sweet, the fruit.
Naturally
But-
sweet, yeah, of course.
Yeah, but definitely. So I'm basically a Georgia Peach. I've been here since the age of 6. And let's fast forward a little bit because you guys don't need the entire story.
We'll take what you
We'll get the entire story.
Yeah.
But in December 2013, I decided to join the Army.
Thank you
So,
for your service. Right.
I went off December 30th for basic training. On the 31st, my mom passed away.
Sorry.
So I didn't finish training. I came back home. I was really kind of disheveled. I really wasn't sure about what I was going to do and how things were going to end up. And I just made some really bad business partnerships with people that took advantage because they knew that I was grieving and they knew that I was going through so much. And just time after time, I got used. I got used for my talents, and people just continuously were, using me for building their companies, building their stories, building their reality shows. They knew that I was a producer, and they had all these different things under my belt, including radio. Hey, Columbus,
yes.
GA, yeah. And so I went through a really rough year. 2014 is a big blur to me. I don't remember a lot of 2014 just because it was the first year without my mom, and I just really wanted to do things to just keep myself busy, even though these weren't the best of partnerships that I could have been doing. So 2015 rolls around, and I just snap out of it. I just snapped out of it, and I just really cut off those connections of people that had nothing good going for me, nothing positive for me. Everybody was always taking advantage of the situation. And I just cut myself off from all those people. And
You
I
got
sat
yourself
back.
back.
I did essentially. I found myself really.
Yeah.
And I just sat off and I just thought, I said, you know what? I'm not going to be doing these programs, these things with these people. What am I going to do? What are my talents? What can I do? And meanwhile, I was still in the Army. I was still enlisted in the reserve, so I still had to report every month. I just started to think about what my talents were, what were people most excited about with me. Mm-hmm. And from my background with Columbus, GA, shout out to the Cougars out there, yeah. My background is in radio production and management. And I started thinking, okay, my voice. Everybody's always talking about how great my voice is and how I'm, always really structural with it and how it just always just works. So I was like, okay, something with voice. And I was like, public speaking. I was like, I don't want to be necessarily a public speaker. That's kind of boring. You want something that's going to have a little bit extra drive to it. And I was like, you know what? I'm going to create a company. I'm going to do something, and it's going to be fun. It's going to be my personality, and people are going to love it.
Gotcha. Well, you have to affirm it.
You have to
believe it. And,
absolutely.
Believe it to be it. So,
absolutely. And that's the number one thing with me is like, I think that the company was always in me, but it took me going through all those trials and tribulations to actually start to believe it in myself that, wow, you can do this. This is possible.
Life.
It is. Life
life
will kick your butt.
Yes, it will. So Ash said it. So now
yes.
we get where that comes from.
Right.
What is Ash talking about?
Ash is talking about everything under the sun. All right. So it started off with weddings. I went to a wedding, and a friend of mine was getting married, and she was so excited, and everything was great. And last minute, the MC pulls out.
Uh-oh.
Like right after the ceremony, and she's like bawling. Mascara's everywhere, makeup's all crazy. And so
I
she's
hate
like,
when that happens.
yeah, don't hate when that happens. The MC doesn't show up, and she's like, Ash, could you host the reception for me?
Oh, so you weren't? I saw officiating. So you weren't actually officiating. You just hosted.
We'll get to that.
Oh my goodness!
We will get to
wait
that.
to see that.
So you were just an attendee at this point.
I was just attending the wedding, and so she's like, could you host it for me? And blah blah blah. And I was like, I've never done it before. Why not? You know, I'm first out the gate with trying new stuff. I'm like,
There you
what?
go.
Why not? We'll
Yeah.
see what happens.
What's the worst that can
What's
happen?
the worst
right?
that I don't know any of these people
Then
besides the bride and
that's
groom.
safe territory there. Yeah.
So I did it, and it was fun. And I just really took it to water. They gave me the schedule, and all you have to do is, just make the announcements. Here comes the bride and the groom. It's time for,
The
shots.
toast and cutting of the cake, the first dance. I used to be a mobile
Absolutely.
DJ out in California for weddings.
So yeah.
But you, with your personality, you just kind of shuffled out saying it's easy, but it's not for everybody.
It's
There's
not,
a certain
and it's
skill set.
It's
And
not for everyone.
It's a
Right.
gift.
Oh, yeah,
Sounds like
absolutely.
it
It
was
is.
a gift.
Absolutely. Absolutely, it was a gift.
So
and
meanwhile, back at the wedding.
Meanwhile, back at the farm. Yeah, so the wedding went off without a hitch. It was a lot of fun. I enjoyed it. And from that, I was like, this may be something that I can kind of do. And so word of mouth kind of spread with that. So I did a couple more weddings. In addition to that, I was like, you know what? Why not be a wedding officiant? Why not just go and get trained to be a wedding
certified,
officiant?
yeah.
When I got certified, started doing weddings.
Get out.
February 14th was my first wedding last year.
Valentine's Day, yeah. So tell us how that went.
That was pretty awesome. It was
But is it a different element of nervousness that now it's official and these people are counting on you? And
It was, but it was less nervous because it was less people that I had to deal with it, because it was more, a lot of couples today want to do the whole non-traditional vibe. They're not going to be in a church.
Right.
Some of them don't even want to be in buildings. The last couple of weddings that I've done have been like in parks.
Beaches.
And just really a scenic, route. It's really very,
Experience.
And-
have you heard about the Uber rider had the wedding took place in the car?
Shut up.
You didn't hear about that?
I didn't hear about that,
Well, 'cause
no.
I just made it up. Never mind, yeah. It never happened, as far as we know.
But I can arrange that for you.
Yeah, exactly.
I have a
We
real
might-
close
hey,
relationship with
hey,
Uber.
hey.
I see a marriage
get
made
it.
in Uber.
Let's get it done. Let's get it done.
Definitely.
All right, so are we on topics so far or what?
We're still kind of talking about me, and that's okay.
Well,
AskSeta.com.
it's your
It's all about you. Our
today.
story is your story.
Hey, let's work it out, So AskSeta.com, that is a site that you guys can go to. Of course, I'm across social media at One Love Ash, the number one, Love Ash.
Well, no.
And it's just been an interesting ride. It's been quite the experience of, like I said, from weddings to birthday parties to receptions, fashion expos. I've done several fashion shows in the Metro Atlanta area and beyond. I've gotten flown into Killeen, Texas to do Wounded Warriors Project. I also went out to Vegas and I did a couple of emceeing gigs out there. So word is spreading and I'm excited.
Sounds like you're a catalyst for things to happen and experience to come across as you say it.
Absolutely.
Awesome.
Absolutely. Also, I've been taken on as a brand ambassador for a couple of brands. One here local in Atlanta, Juice Bar. I don't know if you guys have ever heard about
Juice Bar is.
You know what Juice
Yes.
Bar? Tell Rita Ashland, hey.
Yes. I know Juice Bar
But
right
just-
at Piedmont and
Yeah. Peachtree Corners.
Yeah.
Peachtree Corners,
Gotcha.
Johns Creek, Swanee, and that is a farm. And Alpharetta.
Gotcha.
Milton, Old Milton.
Awesome.
So those Juice Bar is awesome. So you guys go check out ilovejuicebar.com.
Okay.
And-
They've actually been in the studio.
They have.
Yeah. On Food and Beverage Radio.
Yeah.
It was-
Yeah.
Oh, that's good. That's good stuff. I mean, it's just all around. I don't
Do you bring any
promote
samples here? Or?
I didn't have any with me, but I had some last week. It was really good.
Oh,
Yeah.
sure.
That didn't help us much.
Thank you.
I apologize.
Thank you.
But,
Well,
let's
thanks
come
for-
by next Monday and see
We're
how
gonna
some of
bring-
this
we
ever
we're
set
can
yeah.
up.
break some stuff, Ash.
There you go.
Well, we're at it. But
So you're a speaker, a blogger,
yeah, speaker,
promoter.
blogger, promoter. We're
So what
always
type of
pushing
promotion
business.
do you do?
Promotion. I've promoted a lot of really indie talents,
Oh,
indie
like
artists,
the Craig and Rich Show.
like the Craig and Rich Show.
Yeah.
We can make that happen, right?
We can put that together. We'll get to
So
talks.
indie, what type of indie shows are you talking?
Well, indie music.
Oh,
So like neo
independent
soul,
artists, yeah.
independent music, independent artists. So
We know
like
some of those,
neo
don't we?
soul.
Yeah, we have
You've got
right in
some
the studio right
Make
here.
sure she gets one of those cards right over there. Just-
Yeah, we
You
need
can
to
hand
make
it to her right now.
I know,
before we
yeah.
forget.
Let's get it going.
So
Good stuff.
there you go. Just got another artist
All right.
on the list. Yeah,
All right, Honey Simone, I cannot wait.
yeah. That's what Honey's waiting for you to call and
All
make this
right.
happen. And team up with Grant Hill.
Hey, let's get it.
Introduce you to a
Let's
fellow
get it.
promoter here in the studio.
Yeah. Well, that's what we
But-
do. Marriage is made in heaven.
That's right.
And in studios. And in Uber
Connections
rides.
made.
Yeah, and in studios, so it's pro business weddings.
Yeah.
Hey, all day, every day.
Exactly.
That doesn't sound as very exciting, though.
Well,
right?
I mean, we do bring things together that
Well, those are for the
sustain
really
and
busy
last.
entrepreneurs that just don't have time to stop and do their wedding. So it's pro-business wedding. Let's just
Hey, we could do the
Pro-business
vows over here and
wedding.
actually capture it.
All right,
How many times outside of
Hey,
video?
if you
we
guys let me
capture it?
know.
I think
Let's
the
get
wedding,
this set
although
up.
I think the wedding channel's already taken, but yeah, right? So isn't there a wedding
It is-
channel out there
yeah,
somewhere?
Yeah,
I'm
there is a
pretty sure
wedding
that's
channel,
right.
but not a pro-business
But-
wedding channel.
Hey,
There's
let
probably
me
a
know.
reason for that, but yeah.
Just in case, any ideas out there in cyber world?
Yeah,
Anybody
we
listening?
need some better ideas. But we're kicking around so far. Yeah.
But should we ever do one? You know, you never.
So did we talk about your mission? I mean,
The mission is really to bring about a good time at these events.
Okay.
And to push out more positive energy out there.
That's
There's
what-
just
that's-
so much negativity in this
Right.
world. You guys look at TV, you look at the internet. It's just negativity. When
Right.
people come to my events, I want them to have a good time.
So
I want them to leave and have
positivity.
a positivity. Because how many times have you been at events where the speaker is about as exciting as a wet paper towel? We've all had that experience. We've all been there like, oh my goodness, when is this going to
Of
end?
the wet paper towel. It does depend on the context.
Some have
of the
patterns and colors, but yeah, I think you're talking just your generic,
Just and
non-brand.
it's not for everybody,
Right, yeah.
you know. And that's the one thing that I just tossing this out there. But I played kickball this past season
In a league?
in an actual league here
Is there a
in Atlanta.
Is there a segue here?
And,
We went right from weddings to kickball. Did I miss something here?
No,
That's
we're
the life
never
of a
get to this.
co-founder.
This is it.
You know, they're constantly distracted.
We're
Stay with it.
always doing stuff. No, but I did that, and I say that to say, to know, okay, what is in your realm and what you should be doing and what you shouldn't be doing. I'm not an athlete, and that solidified it for me. So I know that I'm not an athlete, but I am a speaker.
Gotcha.
See how that works
Yeah.
out?
So you solidified that. Gotcha. So here we are at Co-Founders Podcast, and we're speaking to a co-founder, even if you're the only founder.
Hey.
I look at co-founders even on this when it comes to singles. If you put co-founder on there, you probably attract someone else who has the same vision that you do.
Right.
And of course, I subscribe to we could do good on our own,
Right.
better with someone else, but
Yeah.
great work when we put our independence down and
Yeah.
grab that interdependence and tap into something greater to us than ourselves. So speak to us from a co-founder's or a founder's perspective of the responsibilities of your vision, how you're implementing it, and what's next.
Right. Well, as far as a co-founder goes, Ashtada LLC is my baby. I treat it as if it's a child, it's a living, breathing thing. It needs clothes, needs food, it needs promotions.
Gotcha.
So I'm very particular in the partnerships that I do and the connections that I make with Ashtada, because every person that reaches out to you doesn't necessarily need to be working with you.
Mm-hmm.
And learning how to say no really quick will help make sure that you don't make those bad connections and
That's
those
awesome.
bad moves.
Yeah.
And so it has really, and the passing of my mom really was a big part of me, I guess really kind of looking at myself as an adult for the first time.
Making
Because
a big shift.
yeah, because with everything, and a little bit back about my background, I started off in modeling and acting back in like 2002. So I did all kind of auditions. I did all kinds of short films. I work with a lot of different studios. And with all of my modeling and acting and every major decision that I made with my career, my mom was always first in command. And she was always the first person I went to and was like, all right, Mom, what do you think about this? Or what do you think about that? And blah, 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 blah. And so for the first time now with Ash Said It, it's like, okay, what I say is final now.
Wow.
Now it's like solidifying, okay, wow, what I say goes. And I don't have that second in command, so I have to really stand on my own and stay grounded in what I'm believing in. So I take it very, very serious. A lot of people contact me and want to collaborate with stuff, and I look at their background, I look at what they're doing, and if it's not something that I want Ash Said It represented with, I can't mess with it.
Synergy is very important.
It has to coincide with your culture.
has to.
Right? Because we've been, folks have proposed the show concepts in the studio.
Right.
And if it's just, we're not feeling it, right? And you can get real scientific about it and do all kinds of analysis, but if it's just not in the gut.
If it's not
Right.
there, don't roll with it.
And it's no offense, whatever, but it's just not the right vehicle,
Mm-hmm.
right? For, and there's a better platform for them as well.
Exactly. There's
right?
always, and now with the internet, everything's just wide open.
And it is that dichotomy. It's wide open, but at the same time, content on demand.
Yeah.
So people are very laser focused. Right now, we're live feeding on Facebook,
Yeah.
and if And if you're interested in sports, you're not going to be tuning in right now, right?
Exactly.
But if you want to hear what Ash is saying, and you want to feel this vibe and this energy of what co-founders are doing, the changes that are making locally and globally, then this is a platform you want to dial into. Right?
Absolutely.
Right?
Yeah.
And if you want to join the conversation and be part of the cause. But you mentioned a comment earlier about Ash said it, and kind of it's your word, right?
Yeah.
So talk to us about, it's more important these days than it was in the past, because now of the proliferation of social media and online, what you push out
Right.
is not what it used to be, was just a temporary
Yeah.
comment, a conversation.
No.
It's now lives in
It's
perpetuity.
It's everything that you do. It's everything as far as when you walk into a room, how people perceive you, how they're bringing you. It's their reality of who you are.
And I think it's hitting with a lot of young folks today that are entering the workforce. And I think now they're up to speed on the impact of what they're doing. Is going to be, it's out there in public domain. It's going to be found,
It is.
heard and seen.
Absolutely.
Right? Can
And-
you talk about that as far as the yin and yang, as far as what, you have to be careful what you...
Yeah, what you're putting out there, because it's going to be out there forever,
Right.
regardless of who says, "Oh, well, I deleted it." No, it's out there somewhere.
Somebody screen captured it.
Yeah, somebody screen captured. But and really, just in business, just in life in general, people need to be aware of when they're putting things out into the universe, be it on Facebook, Twitter. Oh, you're going to cuss this person out, or you're going to post it on Facebook, and blah blah blah. You're getting a job one day, and you're going to need to go on interviews, and people are going to do backgrounds on you.
Yeah.
And the first thing that pops up, that's social media. It is our friend, but it can also be foe.
Yeah.
So you really have to be careful. All the videos now with, it's crazy. I don't even really look at my Facebook feed a lot of times, because it's a lot of crazy stuff going on there with like fighting videos, the teenagers fighting. That's the big thing now, or, all whatever kind of crazy stuff out there for people. People have just kind of lost sight of themselves, I feel. And they're putting energy and things out there trying to get, I don't know, maybe like internet or social media fame, or so to speak. And they're doing it for the wrong reasons, because that stuff is going to be out there forever.
Who is your, here at Pro Business Channel, we're a B2B model. Okay, we focus on servicing businesses that service others.
Right.
What would you say is the focus and the business model of Ash Said It? Are you just doing bookings and gigs, or
Right.
Are you consulting?
Well, I'm not consulting at the moment, but I am kind of doing partnerships with other businesses, other companies. Like I mentioned before, Juice Bar.
Gotcha.
That's a big one that's a connection that was made that was pretty amazing. And it was crazy because I randomly met the owner like a week after I went to go try Juice Bar, because I'm always like keen for trying out new places.
Yeah.
I'm Yelp Elite, so my profile on Yelp
What'd you
is
say?
Elite.
Oh, Yelp.
I'm Yelp
Elite.
Elite, yes.
Yelp,
I'm
like
Elite on Yelp.
yuppie.
So I'm always trying out new places and new establishments and places that are just opening, just to give like a review on, okay, how do I feel about this place? I liked it, I didn't like it, whatever. And when I did that, and I randomly met the owner of Juice Bar at, I think it was at like a nail salon or something. And we got to talking, and then she told me who she was. I was like, whoa, I went to your place like last week, and I had a blast. And I love the juices.
There's real-time feedback. Forget postings and everything else.
Yeah, so
Ash, we just have a couple minutes left.
Yeah.
Two kind of follow-up questions is we want to talk about WeWork, and we see that you're not a member, but you're going to stop by for a tour.
Absolutely.
We got a free gift here waiting for you, right?
Okay, cool.
Okay, but so we'll make that happen for you. But what's next?
What's next for Ash Said It? We've got a lot of things on the horizon. Last week alone, I got featured on the CW at Focus Atlanta TV,
Okay.
so that was pretty awesome. And I've got a lot of bigger things coming on. Strangely enough, the blogging has actually picked up a lot more in the last
Really?
couple of months for me. Yes.
What's your platform or blog?
The blog? I really just have it on the website.
Put on WordPress or Medium, or just on your site?
It's just on the site.
Okay.
Yeah, it's on the site, but I use a lot of different tags. So that really is what helps get a lot of traffic to the to the website. But no, the blogging has really been picking up. People have been picking up on the blog. I've been featuring different events around town and around the globe. And so we're just really, we got a lot of big things in the works with Ash Said It, and I'm excited that the platform has grown to where it is, and I have major brands reaching out to me now and wanting to do things with me, so it's a blessing. It's been a
Awesome.
blessing, so I'm really excited about it, and I appreciate you guys for having me on today.
We were glad to have you, and also remind our listeners where we can find you. We're also going to have that information on the show notes as well as your bio. But please give a shout out of names, numbers, address, whatever you want the listeners to know.
Definitely. You guys can always check me out on ashsaidit.com. That is ashsaidit.com. You can email info@ashsaidit.com. Or you can call us at 1-800-274-4936. I am One Love Ash across social media, so that's everything: Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Kik, Pinterest, and everything else under the sun that I can try to check on a daily basis.
And on the Pro Business Wedding Channel, yeah.
Hey, let's get it.
And you may find her at WeWork or at the Juice Bar. Who knows?
You never know.
Well, Ash, it was our pleasure having you in the studio. We enjoyed telling your story. It was very lively and entertaining, I would
Yes,
say.
it was.
Yes,
Absolutely, you
Just
gotta
like
be.
her shirt. Just like her shirt.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
see the glitter?
We need to get some glitter.
We're gonna get
Yeah.
you guys some. I'm gonna get
You're
you
going
guys
to give
some
me
glitter.
glitter t-shirts.
We're gonna get you some glitter stuff.
You need the Pro Business glitter t-shirts. Last week it was what? We were getting scrubs?
Yeah, scrubs.
Yeah.
So
Do
it all in one. Get the glitter. Just throw the
Glitter
glitter
on the
scrubs.
scrubs.
Yeah. And
That
go
would be
from there.
awesome.
It all sounds good until we see. Until we
Until
start
we see
wearing
it.
it. People are like, what? Really?
No, until I see it.